Hey, I'm Parker, and welcome to The Explainer. So let's talk about something we all know too well, sugar cravings. That intense, almost primal urge for something sweet, even when you know you shouldn't. We're going to dive deep into the real reason this happens. And here's a spoiler, it has nothing to do with willpower. I mean, you know the feeling, right? You've just finished a perfectly good, satisfying meal. And yet, there it is, that little voice in your head that says, you know what would be great right now? A cookie. Or a bowl of ice cream. It's so frustrating, and it's easy to blame yourself, isn't it? Well, if you feel that way, you are definitely not alone. I mean, look at these numbers. A 2022 survey showed that a whopping 97% of women and 68% of men deal with regular food cravings. That's almost everyone. So this is not some personal failing, it's a human thing. But the real mystery is why? What's actually going on in our bodies? Okay, let's get into it. We're about to solve this sugar craving mystery once and for all. It's time to look under the hood at our biology. And this is the single most important thing I want you to take away from this. It's not a moral failing. It's not a weakness. It's a signal, a biological SOS from your body. And our job is to figure out what that signal actually means. So the key to cracking this code, it comes down to one single, often overlooked mineral. And this little guy is a powerhouse when it comes to your metabolism. And that mineral is chromium. Now, you might not have heard much about it, but it's an essential trace mineral. Essential means your body absolutely needs it, but can't make it on its own. You have to get it from food. And don't let the trace part fool you. Its job is anything but small. Okay, really quick, super important point here. When you hear chromium, some people think of the toxic industrial pollutant. That is not what we're talking about. We are talking about the safe, beneficial form found in food called trivalent chromium. Two totally different things. So what does this stuff actually do? This is the best way to think about it. Imagine insulin is the key that unlocks your cells to let sugar in for energy. Well, chromium is like the WD-40 that oils the lock. It makes that key work so much better. Without enough chromium, the key gets sticky and it has a hard time opening the door. So what happens when that lock gets all rusty and the key won't turn? Well, you get stuck. You get trapped in what I call the vicious craving cycle, and it just goes round and round. Let's break this down step by step. First, you're low on chromium, so your insulin isn't working right. That means even if there's sugar in your blood, your cells are starving for it. Your brain senses this, it thinks there's an energy crisis, and it hits the panic button. That panic button triggers intense cravings for quick energy, sugar. But here's the crazy part. When you eat that sugar, your body uses up even more chromium to process it, which, you guessed it, just makes the whole problem worse and sends you right back to the beginning of the cycle. So, does that cycle sound a little too familiar? Let's talk about some of the other signs that might mean your body is running low on this really important mineral. Okay, so obviously there are the intense sugar cravings we've been talking about, but it can also be more subtle things like, do you ever feel super tired right after you eat? Or get that fuzzy brain fog? What about getting really moody when you're hungry? Hangry? Or just feeling hungry all the time, even though you just ate? These are all little red flags that your blood sugar might not be getting where it needs to go. And yeah, some of us are more likely to run low than others. If you eat a lot of sugar, you're constantly using up your chromium stores. Athletes are at risk because they can literally sweat it out. As we get older, after 50 or so, our bodies just don't absorb it as well. And chronic stress? Well, stress hormones just burn right through your chromium supply. So a lot of us fall into at least one of these categories. All right, so that's the problem, we get it. We see the cycle. But now for the good part. The most important part, actually. How do we get out of it? The good news is you totally can. There are concrete things you can do to break this cycle for good. And step one, as always, is food. This is your first line of defense. Things like broccoli, eggs, turkey breast, green beans, whole grains, even grape juice, surprisingly. Just working more of these into your diet is a fantastic place to start. Now, if you're looking at supplements, the one you'll see most often in the research is chromium picolinate. It's just the form that's been studied the most, and it seems to be the most bioavailable, which is just a fancy way of saying your body can absorb and use it really easily. And in those studies, what's the dose that seems to move the needle? It's typically somewhere between 200 and 400 micrograms a day. That's the range where they see real improvements in curbing cravings and helping with blood sugar. But look, Chromium is not a magic bullet. It works best as part of a team. You can really amplify the effects by doing other smart things, like eating meals with plenty of protein and fiber to keep your blood sugar stable. And building muscle is huge because your muscles are like giant sponges for sugar. They're the main place your body puts it away. So if there's one thing you remember from all of this, let it be this. A sugar craving is not a character flaw. Say it with me. It's not a character flaw. It's a signal. It's your body waving a flag and saying, hey, something's not quite right in here. And that really changes the whole game, doesn't it? It reframes everything. Instead of beating yourself up, you can get curious. You can just ask, what is my body actually trying to tell me right now? Now, the absolute best way to get a real answer to that question is to talk to a pro. Take what you've learned here to a qualified healthcare provider. They can dig deeper, maybe with some testing, and help you figure out a plan that's tailored specifically for you.
Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me on The Explainer. If this helped you connect some dots, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot more to dive into. See you in the next one.